Now,
Boom. Back with another episode, class in session, trust method. Click like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, please ask them because we need as many questions as possible.
what do we need questions?
We need more topics.
I had something that, you know what? We gotta get mics. Because my voice don't pick up loud enough. I found that out. It sounds loud in my head, but it don't be loud enough on the video. So first I gotta talk louder. Two, you gotta get mics. But I had a situation today that was odd. I have begun a series of videos with other PhDs where it's more about me learning from their specialty than us debating. I don't. My goal is to learn, for other people to learn, and for everybody. I like the atmosphere of thinking. Mm-hmm. I find great interest, great reward, great independence. You're thinking, I'm thinking, people watching are thinking, and everybody and they comment and we comment back. So I like that type of vibe. So I have a particular series of videos I'm doing with different people who have expertise in different areas. One particular gentleman is a United States colonial military scientist, not a scientist, military historian, but he does a lot of personal study on Hebrew history, Judaism, Middle Eastern conflict, Israel. He is an Israeli citizen. He used to be in the Israeli military because in their culture, just like you go to high school, when you hit a certain age, you go to the military. That's just like religion, ethnicity, and politics in America are traditionally three different things. But in a lot of your older Eastern cultures, meaning east of Europe, all of that's together. So your country is part of who you are, is part of your God, is part of all of that stuff is related together. So I am doing a particular series learning about Judaism. And it's just really hard to give like specific information on the situation, but I'm just going to tell you what I know. It was a person who commented negatively about either the series or a particular video, and their name seemed to be Middle Eastern, and so it's a Middle Eastern first name, and I don't know if they use Israel as their last name, or if Israel is their last name, or if they're letting people know that they're Israeli. I really don't know. But the person was telling me the message that was left, the comment that was left was, I looked at 10 minutes of this video and cut it off. It was boring, blah, 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 whatever. Why are you trying to explain about indigenous people? Everybody knows that, whatever. And I said, well, your energy is a little off because generally, from what I learned in this series, is there is a history of persecution between, over the years as it relates to Jewish people. And a lot of the persecution is based on people not understanding how their group functions. And I would think, especially in this climate right now where Israel is in this politically charged war against Palestine, and the claim of anti-Semitism is very high, and anti-Semitism is it's a term used incorrectly. Black people are in America are American citizens, but we are a small minority, 12%, in that population. As is Jewish people, a very small percentage of Semitic people. But they use the term anti-Semitic, meaning anti-Jewish, and that's actually an incorrect term. But either anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish, if someone is trying to learn from a well-educated person who comes from the culture, who is a citizen of the culture, of the indigenous country, who served in the military of their country, why would you be negatively charged about an American trying to find out, especially when part of your culture is people don't try to find out about you, and or they get unqualified information.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to ask somebody who
Your
has
neighbor.
not been, I'm going to ask somebody who's not been to Israel. I'm going to ask somebody who's not Jewish. I'm going to ask somebody who's...
I think most people get the information from people online who they don't know their qualifications at all. They're
Exactly.
just reading something that someone else said. But do you think the dude was anti-Semitic who was asking the question? Because
No. Because it goes further. You know, I was just like, bro, you know, I think that you would celebrate Gentiles reaching out, and it's not even a debate form. It's not, well, Jewish people this, well, Jewish people that, well, Jewish people that. It wasn't that. It was, okay, well, what is this? Okay, well, where did that come from? Okay, well, what about this? Is there any legitimacy in this? And it's question and answer. It's not a debate form at all. So, you know, I think that you would be happy
that someone's trying to
that
learn something.
that somebody's trying to learn, and that you would encourage them trying to learn. And he's saying, well, it's basic, it's rudimentary, it's this. Well, people who don't know nothing, yeah, that's where you got to start.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just say, you know, I just think you kind of come at this with the wrong energy to start off. And then I see, like, it's some more comments after I had sent that comment. It's not entertaining. It's not this. It's not. Okay, number one, I'm not an entertainer. I'm a scholar. Okay? So, scholars may be entertained, but I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm actually trying to learn. And if I have the same interest, perhaps other people have the same interest, we'll all learn together, and, you know, we'll kind of have this global virtual classroom. So you can enjoy a class, but it's not the same kind of enjoy like, oh, I'm watching The Sopranos. Then I look at it and says, you know, if you're asking the wrong questions, and if you're going to learn it, you should learn it from a real Hebrew. I'm like, okay. Now,
sounds like he don't want you to have the information. That's what he, or
well, no, because
he wants to stop the
to cut to the
spreading
chase.
of
What it went to was, you need to have me on your show.
Oh, yeah, was he Hebrew?
I don't know. All I know is the name The name is on it, so I'm assuming that he
Okay.
is. But it could be some Irish guy
Right.
in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I do know, I can see if it was me and you talking about it. Like, this dude Nigerian, you American, what? Okay. But you said you at least watched the first 10 minutes. I gave the man's credentials. And as he's talking about his personal experience and connection to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I can't say let's say I were Catholic. Well, I'm more Catholic than this guy. How can you be more Hebrew? And
I mean,
okay, Dr. Chet just wrote a book about the Hebrew community, and pretty much this is about 14 million Jews. 7 million is in Israel. 7 million is in the United States. He was born and is from Israel, but has been in the United States 20 plus years. So he has the best of both worlds. So I don't know where you would be from as to where he's unqualified. Plus the dude is Ivy League educated. So it's not like, oh, well, you're talking to a stupid Jewish person or an uneducated Jewish person or a Jewish person who does not know how to analyze information at the top level. He didn't go to, well, I went to school. He went to Yale.
right.
So I'm like, okay, now it turned from this is not entertaining, this is this is that, this is this is that, to I want to be on the podcast, which if you had said, hey, I'd like to weigh in, would you consider blah blah blah. But I was like, bro, your energy is off. That's not good for pedagogy. How is the student supposed to learn from you? And you came in hot. How are you supposed to teach me if by your
You already talking down?
you already
somebody.
telling me you don't like the fact that I'm even trying to learn? Why would I have you on there for an academic conversation? Why would I embarrass myself by putting a professor on
Did he say who he was or why he like? Is he a professor? Is he, or he's just a?
I would be surprised if this was a person of a
It's
lot
like before you
formal
want to get on
education.
the show, what qualifies you to get on the show? Like what makes you your opinion more qualified than his? That's what I would ask. Like
Not just broad. You know what? He's very academic. I am less academic. I think I would have something to add. Whatever you do it in love. That's what I'm. As much as, do you need a doctorate to be in the conversation? Of course not. Do you need to be nice? Yeah. I avoid mean people, but that leads me to my question. It took me a very long way around. Is it young people that's mean?
Old people are mean
Is
too.
the world mean?
Old people are mean too, man.
Old people ain't on the internet is what
Some
I'm
of
saying.
them are. Some of
It's
them
people
are.
your age on the
Some of them
internet.
are.
We don't know how to work it. If we on there for a particular mission. We are.
But do they say mean things during tea time and stuff like that about people? A lot of times, if I can say it without consequence, a lot of people gonna say some mean things.
Why?
To make themselves feel better. If I could take down this person for half a second and make them feel better for whatever reason, it's just the the philosophy of a hater is what they do.
Okay, so I want to understand how this works. I want to be a part. I want to engage. But my thought process is say the meanest thing I can.
That's how you get the most attention.
From who?
The person, whoever, from everybody, really, because people gonna chime in from there. Someone's gonna be, the person who posted is probably gonna chime in. It's an attention thing. These are people seeking attention. It's attention. It's just like the kid who was in school, but he acts up because his parents didn't give him enough attention at home, so he acts up in school because the teacher's gonna focus on him. All the other students gonna focus on him, and that's only instead of being nice. Because if you're nice, then people don't really pay attention to that.
So are you telling me that this is a formal strategy of how to get to participate on online stuff? Because I don't know stuff about online. So I'm supposed to get you so mad that you get me that
I don't think you're supposed to do that. Just some people do that.
But no. I'm saying that this is a regular strategy because I've seen this before, especially with Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. Like if somebody says something like really, really mean about him, he'll contact them and bring them on the show for a debate. And
they change their energy when they're in front of everybody.
No, they do tend to change their energy, but their energy changes not necessarily because they can't act crazy. It's because the dude is so smart. If you're a smart person, he gonna work you. So if you just an average person, he gonna work you like a part-time job. So yes, your attitude changes because you more than likely don't have as much information as he does. And it probably started off of a basis of something that you said that was stupid to start.
Well, the difference is your face is there, though. Because if you start hitting me with facts that I can't refute in the comment section, they just get personal. And they start using personal attacks and calling you names or whatever. But if your face is on there and everybody can see you and you start hitting me with facts that I can't refute, then it's like, oh, well, I'm going to be a nice person about it. But at the end, you that...
But I'm saying, is that a normal strategy on the internet to meet or join a discussion that if I say something... Because I remember one guy actually saying that, and I don't remember what the argument was that they were having, but he had said something that was extremely rude, and he was like, I was trying to say that to get your attention so we could debate.
I think some people do that. I think some people are just mean, but I mean, regardless, it's usually for attention. Because if you don't want any attention, you wouldn't say anything. Right? If you don't want anybody to pay attention to you, you wouldn't say anything. If you just wanted a thumbs up and a thanks, you would just say, hey, good video. You know what I mean? But if you wanted a response, you don't come at somebody with conflict and not looking for conflict.
But how do I come to you with conflict? And especially from a place that there is no conflict. You and I are disagreeing. We're talking about light-skinned black people versus dark-skinned black people. Black skin, dark skin, better. Light skin's better. And then, okay, and then so now there's conflict already here, all right. But if we sit here talking about brotherly love, and hey, I like those glasses, I like that shirt, I like that watch.
They gonna call you gay. Is what they gonna call him. Be like, y'all gay.
But I'm just saying, if we're having a positive conversation.
Why?
I can see you interjecting.
Some people are negative, man. They're not happy.
I got that.
But, and they see positivity and happiness, and they're like,
positivity and happiness. How does the logic come in that if I hit this with negativity, I will be able to join a positive conversation. That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't have to make sense. It's just how they've done things. It's habit. I've always used negativity to gain attention, so that's how I'm gonna insert myself. If I wanted to, you could join the conversation any type of way, but this is how they do it because they're unhappy.
So there's no strategy. It's not, oh, I'm going to get this reaction. If I insult this person, they're going to talk to me.
They want you to react in a negative way back. They're not looking for more information. They're not looking to learn.
All right, this is what I don't get. You're asking me for something. You didn't say, come on my show. You said, let me come on your show.
Which I was going to ask you. You should have clicked to see. Does he have videos? Is he doing anything?
But that's just it. That's what I'm saying. Old people are not doing this online. I don't know to check to see, do you got a page? Do you got a this? Do you got a that? My thing is, if you would have said, Judaism did not start with Muhammad. Muhammad had parents. His parents had parents. His parents had parents. And the person who you're talking to is starting the story with Muhammad. Well, now I know why the story starts with Muhammad, because the promise was not made with Muhammad's parents. It was made with Muhammad. So that's why the story starts there. I got a PhD. My parents don't have a PhD. Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about scholars, though my parents made a scholar, the Bolton Scholar story starts with me. Then it goes to Tracy and so on and so forth. So, but if you wanted to make that argument, if you wanted to say that divinity, the scholar, had to come from these two sources, hence there was a pre-divinity, okay, that's something we can kind of talk about. But your whole point, if you had one, gets shot down because I wanted to bring it the way I brought it.
That's the point. There was no point. They came at you with no point. It was just emotion.
Yeah, because when he said I watched the first 10 minutes of it, I said, well, maybe you should watch the whole thing. you know, watch the whole thing or watch the series of videos.
I mean, he watched the first 10 minutes and then gained any information. So it's not like he's listening because he didn't know who the guy was because he went over his qualifications in the first 10 minutes. It's emotion. Yeah. It is. People need therapy. They need to go to the gym. They need to hit the punching bag. You know, they need to release some of that stuff, and they don't know how, so they do it in unhealthy ways. And because I can attack people, you should play video games online, man. If anybody says racism is dead, just put on video games online. You will hear so many N-words and this and negativity, and there is nothing positive being said except like GG at the end of the day. Oh, good game. But you just said a whole bunch of terrible things. People say terrible things on the mics in video games just because it's anonymous. You can't see me. You can't find me. You don't know who I am.
Okay, I can work with that. Anonymity. I get to get my head up. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. I want to get on camera.
Hey, man.
And I need an invitation from you.
They say haters are your biggest fans, man. He's
okay,
a fan.
Okay.
He likes you, but he doesn't know how to respond, so he breaks shit. That's what.
That's good. But how is this a new thing of the way I get what I want by way of doing something ugly? You're going to get more flies with honey than you ever will with vinegar.
I mean, I would say you'd make more friends that way. But you're going to get way more attention being negative.
Yes, And if all I wanted was attention, I'm riding with you all the way.
That's all they want.
But at the end of the negativity is the request for a favor.
For more attention. I want attention,
yes,
bro.
yes,
I want to be important.
I want attention. I want attention. I'm with that. But how can I get attention being horrible?
That's
I'm gonna elevate the attention I get. Okay, I type something. I have control over that. Unless you shut down your page and you block me, I can write whatever I want to write. But then I'm going to make an appeal to you. Hey, I would like to become more involved.
Like on the ESPN First Take. Stephen A. will say so and so is playing like garbage, trash, da 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 da.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to talk about it, you can come on my show. So now I've pointed out something negative about you and opened it up for further discussion, so you can come debate me.
Okay, now you're being unfair. Because now you're gonna make me take up for Stephen A. Now you're gonna make me take up for Stephen A. Smith, who I do.
That's not the point. That's not what I was trying to do.
Well, no,
what I'm saying,
I'm going along with the point.
You hit a negative point, and I'm still inviting you for more.
But don't make me defend this dude.
It's attention. It's still
yeah. But yes, number one, this is my job. This is my job, and I am already the number one show. So it helps you too to come on here. Okay. You got nothing in this thing. It's not like somebody saying something nasty about it. Would apply if I said something about Stephen A. And then hope or ask Stephen A. to bring me on to First Take.
Yeah, I got you.
No. You famous, I'm famous. I say something about you. Both of our platforms hit. I got 100 million followers. You got 7 million followers. Together we're just gonna make more followers.
Yes,
that's one thing. But if I said something about, I do not like Stephen A. Smith. I have not liked Stephen A. Smith when he would not apologize. It took him too long. It's kind of like the Abraham Lincoln thing. It took him too long to address the Kwame Brown situation like an elder. And it wasn't until he couldn't anymore that he shamedly even recognized that what he did was not professional, it was cruel, it was ignorant, and he did it for his self-ingrat. I'm about to mess up that word. He did it to benefit himself. It brought attention to him, and that's why he did it, which I just feel that is reprehensible, and I just lost really all respect for him as a person. So the fact that he was entertaining, I no longer cared. The fact that he was a good journalist, I no longer cared. The fact that he helped a whole lot of black folks, I no longer cared. I do not support him. I don't watch him. If I see something with him on it, I turn it off because I just think that at his age and at his position, he let his ego lead him. And that is a horrible example to set for, because he's an elder to me.
Well, I would say that's the same energy of the person leaving the comments.
Help me.
Because it's an ego-driven thing for you to think, hey, look, I know more than the guest on the show. I want to come on the show and tell you what. That's your ego talking right there.
Okay, yes. But, okay, there's several things wrong with this. You didn't insult the guest. You insulted the person asking questions.
He said he knew a real Hebrew. I feel like that's an insult to the guest.
Oh, yeah, I do feel that was insult because I had to specifically ask him because some people don't really think stuff through because I think he was saying, I wouldn't understand it because I'm not Hebrew.
So, I mean, what's the...
Exactly. See, none of this makes a whole lot of sense. And my point is, when you start off from an ugly place, Logic and ugliness generally don't line.
That's
align
that's
with.
that's the point. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking through it from a logical standpoint. This is not a logical person because they're coming at you with anger for trying to learn something.
No,
This is
but
what this
this
person
is
is
even worse.
illogical.
It
They're
wasn't.
not logical.
He didn't even realize I was trying to learn something. He kept saying, I guess it was a he.
You shouldn't be
Yeah,
making
I-
assumptions.
Yeah, I made assumptions. But the issue was I was teaching something. And I'm like, I wasn't teaching anything. I was asking questions. I was learning from an expert. Now, this is, like I said, this was not his academic expertise, but it was definitely his social
That's
and
his
cultural
life, yeah.
expertise because
That's his
for
life.
almost 60 years, this is what he studied. This
Yeah.
is what he's been a part of. So, I just found that I found it shocking. Again, I don't know a lot about social media. I don't know a lot about the culture of social media, but I do credit myself for being a social scientist, in that I have a generally good understanding of people and behavior. That's really what you're studying in history: events, people, behaviors. And so when I find things in society that perplex me, I really want to analyze it because, like I said, I know there's mean people all over the place. And people are going to be mean either because they're unhappy or they don't like you or whatever. But to follow up my meanness with a plea, I'm like, okay, that I'm missing. And I thought you were on to something, but you kind of backed off of it when you were saying, no, they do that so you can react and they get what they want.
They want a reaction, and they want to.
That's just the reaction.
He wants you to get so mad that you gonna be like, I'm gonna show this guy up, bring him on the show, and get. That's what he wants.
Okay,
He's trying
all
to
right.
play to that emotion.
Okay, so I bring you on the show to show you up how. I don't know. How am I going to show you up? I don't know.
I don't think nobody thinks past the because most likely I'm not gonna get invited on the show anyway. So I'm like, I'm telling you, this person, you can't put logic to illogical.
Yeah,
people because
I don't know if he. And I don't even think that this is like this situation, because other than that, I would say, okay, if you want to get into a conversation, here is a good way to do it. Say in the comments, leave some really intelligent thoughts, and then get an answer. Answer the answer and create a really good, intelligent, lucid, logical conversation. And then, once you show that I am the impetus of a lucid, intelligent conversation, request to be a participant, because I have shown that I can create.
Well, you could just stitch the video. So what they do is they have your video as like a link to stitch the video, where they'll take a clip from yours and then they can say whatever they want to say.
That's why I'm saying old people don't even think like that.
There's old people that do that though.
And you know what?
Hella old people on TikTok.
It's an old person doing it with a young person. They
There's
set it up.
There's hella old
running
people
the
on
camera.
TikTok, man. They got
With young folks doing it for them.
they doing it.
Yeah, okay, I'm telling you, it's young folk doing it. Young folk, old people can tell you about history. Young people control technology. But yeah, That really perplexed me. That really did. Now, like I said, not being mean. That's it was when it turned into it's so bad. I want to be a part of it. What? Because you know I was on some. Well, if you don't like that video,
Watch a different one.
there's a whole bunch of topics on this channel you can watch. I need to say don't look at it. I said, well, click on something else. A whole lot of stuff we talking about. I said, and there are also other channels. You know, you understand you control your entertainment. And no, I want to be a part of this thing I don't like. Okay. So
He likes it, man. He likes it. Your biggest haters are your biggest fans.
well,
You gonna be watching this video. Shout out to you.
I probably if he does answer, I'll be like, dude, I need you to look at the next video I post. So I just let me know
What are your goals?
Yeah.
Why do you want to come on these things?
Yeah, and why do you think if I'm trying to learn something, I have the desire to learn it from somebody with that? I don't want to learn math from somebody with that kind of energy. I don't want to learn real estate from somebody with that kind. I don't want to learn anything from you. So
some people gotta put you down to raise themselves up.
I don't even know where that topic came from, but that puts us at our time, man.
Yeah, we gotta clock in.
So
Like, subscribe, more comments, nicer comments.
am I off? Please put in the comments. Am I off? Am I tripping? Did I miss something? Is this indicative of? Is this a people thing? Is this an old people thing? Is this a young people thing?
Young people hate and old people hate, man. I think old people are on there too.
You gotta show me some proof. You gotta show me some proof because we don't know where the buttons is to make the stuff work.
A lot of people leave. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people leaving comments. We can't tell. We don't know who they are. You can't tell they're young, they're old.
Here's the problem. I know other old people. We like, my brother just met a lady. He didn't know how to put the phone number in the phone.
Oh, damn. He gave it to her? Wow.
What's the same thing I would have done? It's like, hey, because he just got a new phone.
So you don't know the rule is you put the number and you just call it. Then you got it saved in your missed calls.
We don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't even know the rule. We don't know.
Then you know she ain't give you no fake number because a lot of times you call it, you get it.
We've been, see, that's how long we've been out of the game. We've been out of the game for decades. But that's my point. So I would really like to know, and that's why this is gonna be a short video. I would really like to know, am I just putting too much into this? I don't think so. I think everything is important. We can learn from everything.
I think it'd be a great like social study of like if they could track people on the internet who like leave comments and do stuff like that, but like the socialization of a hater, that's what I call it.
Oh. Well, go to Trust Methods.
Etsy.com/shop/trustmethods. Get your shirt.
We gotta get away.